welcome to a new video, and today we're gonna be watching the brand new day trailer. I'm so excited for this movie. I'm gonna go watch it with my girl the 30th, but like I've been wanting to do this reaction like to the trailer for the longest, but I just keep, you know, procrastinating, not doing it, you know, being me. Also, I am burnt, so let's not talk about this 2 tan lines I got right here. What else can I say? I'm also gonna be watching a breakdown today of like breaking down the trailer, so if you guys would enjoy to watch this with me, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you guys want to keep seeing content like this one. And let's just get ready to watch the trailer and the breakdown of the trailer. This is gonna be good.
Hi, my name is Peter Parker. I have something to tell you that's gonna sound crazy.
I'm Spider-Man.
But it's the truth.
I'm Spider-Man. Yo, I love this scene.
You're the Spider-Man.
Can't tell anybody about this. You gotta keep it a secret.
Now we can tell.
Okay.
We can tell people.
Thank you.
Everybody good?
Yo, that scene right there, that might be top
We
feats,
used to know each
top
other.
feats of like strength, I'm not gonna lie.
We
Okay, let me
were
stop talking. Let me stop
together.
talking. You guys will watch.
But something bad was gonna happen.
I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man is my favorite hero. Favorite hero.
Me. And the only way to stop it was to do the hard thing.
We are gonna have to forget you. Bro, I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man's my favorite hero. I'm sorry for the stop, but like I just had to say that. I know I said it earlier, but like I have to make it clear.
You're gonna forget who I am.
What?
What are you talking about?
I'm gonna come and find you, and I'll explain everything.
You're better.
You better?
I love you.
Bro, what if she
close.
becomes
Like,
Venom in this
tell me
movie?
everything
That'll be
again.
fire. Because I seen the time lapse.
My name is
Like how
Peter
she
Parker,
becomes
and
Venom,
I
like the whole, I don't know. We'll see in the breakdown.
like a coffee.
Is there anything else?
Maybe I'll never read this to you.
No.
Maybe I'm just writing this for me. And maybe that's my responsibility, to live alone with the truth.
In 2 weeks. Now in
Because I'm not
in
just
5
Peter
days,
Parker.
actually. 4.
I'm
I'll try to upload
Spider-Man.
this as fast as possible.
We're faced with a threat that can be
Oh my god, my
anyone.
hairline.
You sure you want to do this, Scorpion? You think I'm Scorpion?
Big boy Hulk!
Dr. Banner?
No, That's gonna be a firefight.
I promised you that I would keep you safe. Please, you just have to trust me. Come on.
I've been not trying to see anything we should except for the episode.
You're the only one who can sense it.
Hey, can we do this one at a time, please?
You're the only one who can defeat it.
God, dodging bullets like wow. You went hit him with that.
The Spidey Tracker app says that Spider-Man is in the direct vicinity.
Oh, yeah? No way, that's crazy.
Okay, now we are gonna go watch the breakdown because I've really been holding back all these breakdowns. I keep showing them off for you page that I really wanted to watch because I want to watch it on, you know, video. So let's go now and do the breakdown.
Welcome back, Screen Crush. I'm Ryan Arey, and this is everything you need to know before watching Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, we're not just recapping Peter's whole story in the MCU so far. We're also going to explain the Hulk, the Punisher, the Hand, Damage Control, and everything else that will be
That's what we like
important
to
for
hear.
this movie, including the MCU's mutants. Now, Peter Parker's story actually began in the MCU in Iron Man 2.
Bro,
Back in 2010, Peter attended the
as you
Stark
guys can
Expo
see,
when it became a war
I
zone with
love
Iron Man
Marvel.
fighting an army of
I live
drones.
behind, right
And
behind.
yes, this kid right here in the Iron
It's
Man mask
Spider-Man.
is confirmed to be young Peter Parker. It is canon.
Nice work, kid.
So Peter was inspired by Tony long before they actually met. But it will
It's
be
so
years
crazy how
before
they
Peter becomes Spider-Man,
align that
so for
together.
now, let's check on the Hulk. Around 2010, the genius scientist Dr. Robert Bruce Banner is on the run from the military.
Yep.
You see, years earlier, Banner worked on a secret project for General Thunderbolt Ross to recreate the super soldier serum that created Captain America back in the 1940s. The experiment goes horribly wrong because of gamma radiation, and Banner transforms into the green rage monster known as the Hulk.
That Hulk
Don't make
is
me
the
angry.
best Hulk ever created.
I'm always
He
angry.
had a-
Banner
he
has
had
to
a
go into
Hulk.
hiding to stop Ross from weaponizing the Hulk.
I don't know
Eventually,
what
the Hulk
happened.
proves he's more than just a monster when he
Where's the
saves
Hulk?
Brooklyn from another gamma-radiated monster, but but he is again forced to go on the run. 2 years later, Banner is recruited by Natasha Romanoff, aka
like
the
how
Black
they
Widow, who
changed
works for
actors,
S.H.I.E.L.D.
but
They need
kept
his
the
expertise
Hulk,
to find the
which
Tesseract,
Marvel
which
is
contains
supposed
one
to
of 6 Infinity
not do
Stones,
that.
the most powerful
But technically it
artifacts
wasn't
in the
by
universe. The Asgardian god Loki
But they
stole
kept
the
the same
stone
line,
from Mad
like-
Titan
like
Thanos.
storyline.
Thanos wants all
It's
the
weird.
stones to bring balance to the universe.
Watch the sunrise on a grateful universe.
Banner meets Steve Rogers, Tony Stark, and Loki's brother Thor, and Tony convinces Banner that the Hulk isn't a curse but could be a gift.
So you're saying that the Hulk saved my life? Saved it for what?
I guess we'll find out.
But after Loki's forces attack the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier, Banner loses control and the Hulk is unleashed. Thor fights the Hulk, but even the God of Hammers can't beat the Green Rage monster. New York is then invaded by the alien Chitauri, so the Hulk joins the other heroes and the Avengers assemble to save the world.
Puny God.
Over the next 2 years, Banner works with Tony on deterrence projects against the Hulk and on something called the Ultron Project. This is a super AI that can operate an army of Iron Man suits to protect the world from aliens. After the Avengers recover Loki's scepter from Hydra, Tony discovers that it contains the key to
What if
creating
we do like
Ultron.
a
But
binge
Tony and
watching
Bruce
all the
accidentally
Marvel
create a
movies
murder bot,
stream?
and the
But I
Avengers
would
have
have
to
to do it
stop
on Twitch. I
Ultron
can't do it on
themselves.
YouTube.
Banner
YouTube
also
will
develops a
ban me
relationship
in
with
2.0
Natasha,
seconds.
and she is the only one who can calm down the big guy.
Sun's getting real low.
Ultron recruits Wanda
I don't know
Maximoff
why.
and her not-so-important brother, and she uses her mind control magic on Banner, and the Hulk goes on a massive rampage.
Yeah.
Iron Man fights the Hulk, and they sort of break a city. So the world gets pretty angry with the Avengers, particularly with the big green guy. Banner realizes that he
guy.
can never have a normal life, so he breaks things off with Natasha.
Where in the world am I not a threat?
And after the Avengers defeat Ultron, Hulk exiles himself to space. Around the same time, the vigilante Daredevil protects the streets of Hell's Kitchen from the Kingpin, and it's also when the Punisher's whole family is murdered, but we'll put a pin in that for now and focus only on Spider-Man and the Hulk. We'll come back to Frank later. A few months after the Battle of Sokovia, the 14-year-old Peter Parker is bitten by a radioactive spider.
I'm really strong and I'm sticky!
And around the time he got his powers, Uncle Ben was killed, an event that must happen in every universe. So Ben's death and the existence of the Avengers inspire Peter to become the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He can do whatever a spider can except shoot organic web.
Go web!
So instead, he develops synthetic web
But
shooters.
did they ever
because
go through
he's
how he
something of a
died
scientist
and where he
himself.
died?
Actually,
Like,
guys,
his
just
Uncle
1
Ben, I don't
second,
think they ever
please.
like they never really
Our
spoke
person,
about
not
it.
drugs. Spider-Man gains the attention of Tony Stark, who recruits him to go fight Captain America in an airport in Germany. And this is because of the Sokovia Accords. The world's governments had enough of all the collateral damage that the Avengers left behind, so they want to put the heroes under their supervision. Tony supports the Accords, mostly out of guilt, while Steve is against them. So Peter ditches his underoos after Tony equips him with a new high-tech supersuit.
Whoa, who's that new guy? Oh, that's me! I gotta go!
I never seen this.
Hey, everyone.
Peter joins Team Iron Man
Where'd
and
that
fights
scene
Captain
from?
America, and also
never
the
seen
new
that
Captain
before. Where'd
America
that
and the
scene
Captain America who never was.
Anybody in
He
the-
also
in the comments
fights
tell me
a
where the hell
giant
that
Ant-Man.
scene is
In the
from?
following
I've never
months,
seen
Peter tries to balance his superhero life with his normal life as a teenager in a fancy science school. And I should mention that at Peter's school, Banner is regarded as one of the most brilliant scientists in
Oh,
history.
that's
So Peter
fire.
wants to prove himself to Mr. Stark,
Yeah,
and
I'm
he ends
learning a
up
lot of
fighting
stuff
bank
here,
robbers who
'cause I
use
didn't
some
know about
crazy
that
advanced
big
weapons. And they got those weapons from the Vulture. So now, let's go back
Vulture.
to the Battle of New York. Adrian Toomes and his salvage crew gain a lucrative contract to clean up the city of all the Chitauri tech. But Toomes is screwed by the Department of Damage Control. They are an agency created by the government and Tony Stark, who are charged with cleaning up after superhero battles and alien invasions. Now, this was their purpose, at least initially, but over the years they became an antagonistic police force against superheroes, but more on them later. So,
I
after
turn
losing
on
that
Tony
city
Stark, he's a
contract, Toomes
superhero
decides to
himself.
scavenge
I didn't
alien
become
tech
against
and weapons
superheroes,
from
I don't
superhero
think so.
battles, and then repurpose them into weapons and sell them on the black market.
Is that Miles Morales' uncle? Right? That's supposed to be Miles Morales' uncle, right?
gun.
Not wrong.
No, that's that one.
After Spider-Man stumbles into one of these deals, he starts investigating the Vulture. He also tries to warn Tony about this, but Tony doesn't really care about small-time crime.
Steady, Crockett. There are people who handle this sort of thing.
The Avengers?
No. Just a little below their pay grade.
But Peter doesn't let it go, and
Little
after
below
finding
the-
alien tech left behind by Vulture's crew, he gets help from his best friend, Ned Leeds, who's also something of a scientist himself. Ned also helps Peter hack the spider
It's a
suit
little
and
below
unlock
their pay
all of
grade,
its hidden
that's crazy.
capabilities, including his AI Karen, who sometimes just wants to kill everyone.
Activating instant kill.
No, I don't want to kill anybody.
Would you like me to activate instant kill?
No, Karen, stop it with the instant kill already.
So Peter tracks the Vulture to DC and tries to foil his heist. But then the unstable Chitauri weapon blows up and Peter has to save his friends. And Spider-Man's sudden appearance in DC is the clue for Michelle Jones Watson, aka MJ, to connect the dots and figure out that Peter is Spider-Man. and she kinda has a thing for Peter. But Peter shoots his webs in a different direction. That's his crush, Liz Allen. Spider-Man stops another one of Vulture's arms deals on the Staten Island ferry, and this is also where Peter fights Mac Gargan, a dangerous criminal who years later will become the villain the Scorpion. Gargan gets scarred during this fight, and this is why he hates the webhead.
You know, take a picture, slice his throat, put his head in a dryer.
Spider-Man fights the Vulture, but his weapon cuts the ferry in half. Peter fails to save the ferry, and it nearly sinks until Iron Man finally shows up to work. Tony berates Peter and crushes his spirit twice.
I just wanted to be like you.
And I wanted you to be better.
And then...
I'm nothing without this suit.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it.
But this frees Peter up to focus on his normal life, and he asks Liz to the homecoming dance. But plot twist, her dad is actually the Vulture.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Toomes realizes that Peter is Spider-Man, but he lets him go because Peter saved Liz's life. Peter now has the great power, great responsibility moment, and he is forced to give up his happiness to stop the Vulture from robbing the Avengers.
When you can do the things that I can, but you don't, and then the bad things happen, they happen because of you.
And he uses his original homemade suit, proving that he is Spider-Man with or without Stark's super tech. After a plane crash, Peter saves the Vulture's life, and in return, Toomes protects his secret identity even when he's confronted by Mac Gargan in prison. So Peter's heroics made Tony a proud father, and he offers Peter a new suit and a spot on the Avengers. But Peter turns him down.
I'd rather just stay on the ground for a little while. Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Somebody's gotta look out for the little guy, right?
Also, Aunt May discovers that Peter is Spider-Man. When you guys know how much I love Spider-Man, he's been my favorite Marvel hero since I was a kid. The very first video I ever hosted on this channel was a video essay about the train scene in Spider-Man. But while that happens, the Hulk goes on a little space odyssey. His ship is caught in a wormhole and he ends up on planet Sakaar. Hulk refuses to switch back to puny Banner, and he becomes a gladiator and the champion of the Grandmaster, who is the ruler of Sakaar.
No Banner, only Hulk.
Over the next couple years, Hulk becomes more talkative and smarter. Not like Banner smart, obviously, but like more than just a big, angry guy who throws heavy stuff at his friends.
He's got to go around throwing shields at people who could kill him. No, sorry, I just get so angry all the time. Hulk always angry.
And it turns out that at some point, Hulk got laid with an unknown space lady and they made a baby.
Baby.
Wait, Hulk is a daddy?
Yep, and he's green just like his dad, but with this awful haircut.
Hulk was getting expensive.
Speaking of Thor, he and Loki crash land on Sakaar 2 years after Hulk became the champion. Thor and Hulk fight in the arena, but hey, who can tell who won?
You and I had a fight recently.
Did I win?
No, I won easily.
Doesn't sound right.
Well, it's true.
Thor tries to convince Hulk to help him defeat his evil sister, Hela, and go back home. But Hulk is happy on Sakaar because here he is a beloved champion, while on Earth, he's a monster that everyone fears and hates. But Thor tricks the Hulk and he reverts back to Banner, who explains that his bond with the Hulk is becoming very unstable.
No Banner!
After some weird space stuff happens, the heroes travel to Asgard, and then Banner hulks out again to fight a big wolf. Thor sacrifices his home to stop Hela, and they all travel to Earth. Also, Loki is now a good guy. And then Loki is a dead guy right when Thanos attacks. Hulk fights Thanos, but he gets utterly destroyed by the Mad Titan. But before Thanos can kill Hulk, Heimdall teleports him to Earth, and along the way, he banners down. When Thanos' forces invade New York, Banner teams up with Tony and his new wizard friend, Doctor Strange. But Hulk refuses to come out and fight because he's done being Banner's weapon. And then Peter swings into action, helping Iron Man and Strange against the aliens.
Hey, man.
The battle takes Peter to space and he gets his Iron Spider armor. So, Stephen has the Time Stone, but Tony plans to set a trap for Thanos on his homeworld of Titan. On the way there, the heroes fight the Guardians of the Galaxy, but eventually they all work together against Thanos. But the fight goes poorly, mostly because someone lost their cool, and Thanos is about to kill Tony. But then Strange hands over the Time Stone. He does this because he saw millions of different futures, and the only way to beat Thanos is to let him win. While that happens, Banner recruits the other Avengers on Earth to protect the Vision since he had the Mind Stone in his head.
Well,
the heroes make their final stand against the alien army in Wakanda. The Hulk is still on strike.
Oh, screw you, you big green asshole! I'll do it myself!
But then, Thanos arrives, destroys the heroes, kills Vision, and collects all the stones. And then... half of all life in the universe turns to dust, and this includes Peter, MJ, Ned, and some other kids in Peter's school, like Flash Thompson, the sleazy rich kid who bullies Peter.
forgot that
In the 5
happened.
years after the snap, Banner manages to merge his mind with the Hulk's body.
And then Brand New
Listen,
Day.
you gotta explain that to me. I don't
Brand
understand.
New Day, doesn't he become?
Okay, so the Hulk and Banner had that tug of war for
MJ's
control over their
boyfriend?
body.
Something
For
like that,
years,
right?
Banner believed that Hulk was a curse, but like Tony once said, maybe Hulk is a gift and actually the cure. So he spent months in a lab
Hulk
to
is
find a
just
way
a-
to merge his intelligence with the Hulk's
just a guy.
body, creating Smart Hulk.
And now look at me.
Just a guy.
Best of
Hulk is
both
just a guy.
worlds.
The world finally accepts him and he
I wanna
becomes
say
a
best
beloved
of all
hero.
worlds.
Although I
You
suspect
have
there's
weak
more
now.
to it than
Not
that,
best of
because
both
Smart
worlds.
Hulk feels more like a Jim Bro Banner rather than a merging of the two personalities. So maybe
Yeah.
Banner actually buried the real Hulk deep inside a repressed cage. 5 years after the snap, the Avengers reunite and create time travel technology. They travel to different points in the past, or into different timelines, if you want to call it that, to collect the Infinity Stones. But during the time heist, Natasha sacrifices herself to obtain the
Hulk
Soul
actually
Stone.
puts
To
that
bring
in
everyone
sleep.
back, somebody
And
needs to use all
go
6
home.
stones, but the cosmic radiation nearly killed Thanos. So Banner believes
Oh, you
that
can
now
see my shadow
this
right here.
is
I
his
just-
destiny.
It's like
See, my shadow is so weird, so awkward. It's like 3
I was made for this.
It works, and Banner brings everyone back, including Spider-Man, but his arm is very badly burned. But then a time-traveling Thanos attacks,
would've
so
never
the portal
happened to
scene
Hulk.
happens, and all the heroes assemble
Yeah,
for the
so-
final battle against Thanos. In the end, Tony sacrifices himself to snap Thanos and his army away.
This scene is so sad. This scene, I don't want.
Months later, Peter is still very sad that Mr. Stark is dead, and he feels like he needs to fill the
far
role
from
of the
home.
new Iron Man, mostly because, after Avengers Endgame, the Avengers kind of stopped functioning as a team.
You guys suck! You can never pull together as one and revenge us. That is why you suck.
So, Peter needs a break from all this, and he plans to use
God,
his
that
school
thing
trip to
looks
Europe
crazy.
to finally
Look at
ask
that,
MJ
bro.
to be his girlfriend.
God,
But
look at
right
this
before
from
Peter
here,
can ask
here.
MJ out, a
Jesus
giant
Christ,
water
from
monster
here,
attacks
too.
Venice. The monster is defeated by a new hero called Mysterio. Quentin Beck claims to be a
Mysterio.
hero from another universe where his world was
boy,
destroyed by these
Mysterio.
elementals, and now they are attacking this universe, which he calls
Earth, Dimension 616. I'm from Earth 833.
You're saying there's a multiverse?
But Bubble Boy is actually full of shit. He's actually a disgruntled ex-Stark employee.
But he
In
wasn't wrong.
2016,
It is
he
Earth
developed this super
616.
advanced holographic tech, which Tony kind of stole and then named it
Barf.
So, Beck and the other disgruntled Stark employees create a fabricated superhero, and the Elementals, they're just holograms.
He's not even here. He's a hologram.
He's basically a grifter, manufacturing world-ending threats and presenting himself as a great hero.
Don't turn this
Just
into
a
a political
LARPing. He
thing.
But
LARPing.
somehow,
He's a
he
LARPer.
did actually know about the
What we call
multiverse.
now a
Who knows
LARPer.
how?
He LARPing.
So Beck tricks Nick Fury and
crazy.
Maria Hill into trusting him, and Fury recruits Peter. Now, at first, Peter avoids the responsibility, but eventually he is forced to help them. And he sees Beck as a new mentor. Peter and Mysterio defeat the final elemental, and Beck parodies Tony's last act by pretending to sacrifice himself to save the world. But Beck actually just wanted Tony's glasses. Why? Because they look nice? No, because they contain a connection to the AI Edith, which controls a satellite filled with murder drones. Tony entrusted Peter with Edith, but Peter dodges the responsibility and he just hands it over to Beck, and then he finally asks MJ out. It turns out MJ has already figured out that he's Spider-Man, and then together they realize what Beck is actually planning. But before Peter can warn Fury, he is trapped inside Beck's holographic illusion and nearly killed. Afterwards, Peter gets a pep talk from Happy Hogan. He was one of Tony's best friends, and he also has a thing with Aunt May.
I don't know how
I
many
don't think
miles-
Tony would have done what he did if he didn't know that you were going to be here after he was gone.
Peter creates his new suit and he fights Mysterio and an army of drones. In the end, Peter uses his spider sense, which gives him super reflexes,
Come on,
Peter Tingle.
to see through Mysterio's illusions and defeat him. Beck is accidentally
It's been
shot
so
during the
long
fight
since the last
and
movie,
dies.
about 2 years,
Peter and
that I
MJ
forgot
finally become a
about
couple,
the
but
Peter
Beck strikes from the
Tingle.
grave, framing
Peter
Spider-Man
Tingle,
for
Jesus
killing him
Christ,
and
I
revealing
can't
his
pronounce.
secret identity to the world.
That's right, folks. Peter Parker, a 17-year-old high school
Hey,
delinquent.
now
So
that
now
I think
everyone
about it,
believes
I got
Beck,
lied
and the
to.
world
This is
turns on
supposed to be a
Spider-Man.
brand
After
new
he's
big
ousted, Peter's life
trailer
becomes a
breakdown.
living hell, and he hires a
have
lawyer
not
to clear his
broken
name.
down
And this
the
is a special
brand new
lawyer,
game. What is
Matt
the title
Murdock,
of
who
this?
secretly is the
Spider-Man
vigilante
Hulk
known
recap.
as
Watch
Daredevil.
before-
He's
oh,
blind,
it's a
but an
recap.
accident gave him super senses
I thought
and
it was gonna be
hearing.
like a breakdown
How did
of the
you just
trailer.
do that?
We got lied to, guys.
I'm a really good
We
lawyer.
got
Now,
lied to.
Peter's name is cleared in a court of law, but the world still thinks that he killed Mysterio, so his loved
It
ones
is what it
suffer
is. We're
because of
halfway
him,
through this-
particularly
through this
MJ and
video
Ned,
already,
who
though.
can't get
Might as
into
well
MIT
finish it.
simply because they're his friends. So, with no other option, Peter asks Doctor Strange to help him out by manipulating freaking space-time.
We tampered with the stability of space-time to resurrect countless lives. You want to do it again now just because yours got messy?
But Steven has a better idea, casting a memory
Exactly.
spell that will erase the whole world's memory that Peter is Spider-Man.
Oh, it's just a standard spell of forgetting.
But the spell goes very wrong and it breaks the barriers of the multiverse. The spell pulls variants from other universes and brings them to Earth 616.
Wait a minute, variants, other universes? Explain that, person.
Okay, so this is a very short TLDR about the multiverse. So there are infinite universes. Earth 616 is the main MCU universe, but there are others with different variants of Peter Parker. Some variants look the same, others have different faces, and some look the same but are different people. And the multiverse is very unstable, so the Butchered spell summons 2 other Peter variants and their villains. After Peter fights Octavius, Stephen tells him about the multiverse and charges him with finding these variants so that they can send them back. But after meeting with Norman Osborn, Aunt May tells him that he must help these villains because they all suffer from deep mental trauma. Not only that, but all the villains were pulled from their universes right before the moments of their deaths. So Peter would be condemning them to die. Peter then tries to convince Stephen to help them, but Strange says that they can't risk it since their presence can break their universe. So Peter steals this magic cube thingy and fights Strange. And we should highlight that Peter's spider sense allows him to control his body when Strange hits his astral form.
How are you doing that? You should not be able to do that.
This feels amazing.
So that spider sense is really, really strong and maybe could protect him from a certain telepathic mutant. After trapping Stephen in another dimension, Peter tries to help the villains by curing their mental illness with some tech. Because that's, of course, how you solve traumas and personality disorders. This works on Octavius, but then Norman reveals that he's still evil and he attacks Peter and the other villains escape. The fight ends with Norman mortally injuring May. She dies in Peter's arms right as she gives him the iconic speech.
And with great power, there must also come great responsibility.
There it is! There it is!
Now, Damage Control tried to arrest Peter and they even opened fire on him, but he escapes with Happy's help. Elsewhere, it turns out that Ned is a wizard and he opens a portal that summons the other 2 Peter variants. MJ and Ned find Peter, who wants to murder the Green Goblin, but the other 2 Peters help him to overcome his anger. So the Peters assemble and work together to cure the villains. Also, unlike the others, Peter 2 has organic web, something that Peter 1 will have to deal with.
Like, does it just come out of your wrists, or does it come out of anywhere else?
Only the wrists.
But then Osborn blows up the magical cube thingy and reality shatters. Stephen barely holds it together while Peter fights the Green Goblin. He nearly kills him, but Peter 2 convinces him to stop. But it's too late since now the other variants are about to invade Earth 616. The only way to save the universe is for Stephen to erase the world's memories of Peter Parker. People will still remember Spider-Man, but it's as if Peter Parker never even existed. Peter promises to MJ that he will find her and tell her everything afterwards. And sometime later, Peter writes a letter and plans to reconnect with his friends.
Hi, my name is Peter Parker, and I would like a coffee.
But when he sees them again, he realizes that they're still going to MIT and their lives might be better off without him.
Is there anything else?
Peter gets himself a small apartment, which means that now he has to pay rent. And after making himself a new suit, he finally becomes a street-level hero. And this is Spider-Man's story so far, but here are a few other things that you have to know before Brand New Day. In the aftermath of Endgame, Smart Hulk's hand is still severely injured, but at some point, he mysteriously reverts to puny Banner again. And then he creates the Hulk inhibitor device that keeps him that way so his arm will heal.
If you see me with this stuff, run.
So Banner then becomes more of an advisor and mentor to other heroes. He hulks out again when he and his cousin Jennifer Walters are attacked by an alien spaceship from Sakaar. And some of Banner's gamma-irradiated blood drips onto Jen's wound and she becomes She-Hulk. But unlike Bruce, she doesn't have a split personality. Banner stays in Smart Hulk form and he even shows up to his family's barbecue with his long-lost son Scar. But we don't talk about him anymore. But during the family stakeout, Banner also meets Matt Murdock, who is kind of dating Jen. So canonically, Daredevil and the Hulk know each other. And Daredevil is also the connection to the Punisher and the Hand. So let's rewind the clock to about a decade ago. Frank Castle is a former Marine, part of a Black Ops unit. They carried out secret missions like assassinations and torture for Agent Orange from the CIA. And during a mission that goes horribly wrong, many of Frank's men die and Frank leaves the military. So Frank has no love lost for shady government agencies, especially after Agent Orange hires Frank's best friend, Billy Russo, to assassinate Frank. And they arrange a massive shootout between like 100 different gangs and mobs, and Frank's family is caught right in between.
Wait!
His wife Maria and his kids Lisa and
that's
Frank
what that
Jr.
means?
are massacred. Frank himself is shot right in the skull, but
that's
he
not a laughing
survives.
matter.
It's as if fate itself cursed him to keep on existing just to deliver the most brutal justice. But it takes a while before Frank discovers that his family's murder wasn't a random act of violence. He goes on a killing spree in the criminal underworld, and this is how he crosses paths with Daredevil, and they argue over their opposing views of justice.
Only I do the one thing that you can't. You hit them and they get back up. I hit them and they stay down. It's permanent.
See, Matt is a tortured Catholic and a lawyer who believes in the justice system and redemption. But Frank believes that there's only one way to deal with criminals. Frank is eventually arrested and put on trial, while Matt agrees to represent him with his friends, Foggy Nelson and Karen Page. Frank and Karen develop a strong connection. Sometimes it's a little bit romantic, but it's mostly platonic. She's the only one who cares about what happened to him and actually wants to help him. And Frank is loyal like a dog. With Karen's help, Frank discovers that his family's murder was no mere accident. So after escaping prison, Frank turns the X-ray of his damaged skull into a symbol, and he finally embraces his purpose as the Punisher.
Because I love you. Hell, I love you.
He also helps Daredevil against the Hand, but let's put a pin in that for now. Months later, Frank retires after he punished all the criminals that were responsible for his family's death, a list that seemingly keeps growing with every Punisher story. But Frank is pulled right back in when he discovers that his old pal Billy and Agent Orange are behind his family's murder. So, with the help of some friends, Frank eventually brutally punishes Agent Orange and turns Billy's pretty face into a scarred jigsaw. After this, Frank tries to lead a normal life, but he's once again pulled right back in when Billy strikes back. So Frank finally kills him. Frank also proves that he's more than just a killing machine by helping a young woman named Amy from some very evil people, which shows that the Punisher is still a hero. In the end, Frank embraces his purpose as the Punisher, again, now going after every criminal who needs to be punished. Years later, Frank continues his war on crime, and his actions inspire corrupt cops to use his symbol to deliver their own justice.
He pranced around the city in a Halloween costume, beating the snot out of bad guys. Hey, thank you for your service.
I mean, you could help people, you could save lives.
When Wilson Fisk becomes the mayor of New York, he recruits these Punisher fanboys to create the Anti-Vigilante Task Force. Frank returns to help Matt, and later, Frank fights his entire fan club. And they actually want to recruit him, but Frank tells them how he really feels.
I will piss on you if you were on fire, you got that?
Frank is then imprisoned in Fisk's prison, but he escapes right away. However, Frank doesn't join Daredevil's resistance, and he's nowhere to be found when Matt fights the task force and finally defeats Fisk. And this is important because for the first time in over a decade, Fisk does not rule the city, creating a power vacuum for other crime lords. I should also mention that Matt reveals his secret identity to the whole world.
I am Daredevil.
Then he's sent to prison for breaking the law as Daredevil. So while Daredevil was busy with Fisk, Frank retires once again. But Frank is broken, mentally and physically, and he actually contemplates taking his own life. But then he witnessed that his actions had only created more chaos in the streets. And after saving this family, he chooses to keep on living and punishing the scum of society. And as I mentioned, Punisher also has some history with the Hand. Well, briefly. The Hand are an ancient ninja death cult that is obsessed with immortality. They're a lot like the 10 Rings from Shang-Chi, but ninjas. The Hand originate from Kunlun, a magical city of warrior monks that is hidden in another dimension. It's a lot like Ta Lo, but members of the Hand were consumed by their obsession with immortality, so they were exiled and they became a global criminal empire of ninjas. Kind of like the Sith. Now, the Hand also seek to create the Black Sky. It is basically their chosen one, a super ninja. And it turns out that Matt's ex-girlfriend from college, Elektra, was this Black Sky. She is killed at one point, but then brought back to life, becoming evil. So Daredevil battled against the Hand on multiple occasions after discovering that they're digging deep, deep, deep underground.
Why are they digging? They searching for Ninja Turtles?
Wrong universe, buddy. No, they are digging because in the depths below, there be dragons. And those dragon bones are used to create the Hand immortality substance. Daredevil teamed up with Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist to form the Defenders, a street-level team that defeated the Hand. And supposedly, all the leaders of the Hand and most of their members, including Elektra, perished during the battle. But clearly, they're still around. So, a lot of strange things are happening in New York, and this is why Damage Control is involved with all of these superhero events. The city was just recently attacked by the Sentry, who unleashed the Void, making everyone relive their worst memories. The Void was stopped by a team of misfit heroes who then became the new Avengers. This team includes Yelena Belova, a former Black Widow, and Natasha's long-lost sister.
I like watching it.
Hi.
But New York is about to have another bad day, supposedly because of Sadie Sink's character. Now, we still don't know who she's playing. Well, I mean, we kind of know. We're obviously about to get some mutants in this movie, right?
Dr. Banner, you found a way to suppress mutating DNA, right?
So Peter's powers are evolving. It's a sort of mutation, and there are already mutants in the MCU. And I'm not talking about the X-Men, Deadpool, Wolverine, and the others who come from another universe. There is Namor, the first official mutant in the MCU. His people consumed a vibranium-infused herb that mutated their DNA, turning them into blue-skinned, water-breathing mutants. Namor's mother was pregnant with him when she mutated, and he was born with superhuman powers. He's super strong, he can fly, he ages really slow, and he's got these little wings on his feet.
I have little wings on my feet!
And then there's Kamala Khan, aka Ms. Marvel. Her grandma came from another dimension, and she's got these cosmic bracelets that open portals to other universes, and, oh yeah, she's also a mutant.
Kamala, there's something different in your genes.
Is she?
Like a mutation.
So when Kamala first gets her powers, she is persecuted by the Department of Damage Control. And over the last decade, they have come a long way from just cleaning the streets of superhero battles to now cleaning superheroes off the streets. They're a law enforcement agency that deals with enhanced individuals, even arresting them and putting them into supermax prisons, and they're also really shady. Damage Control arrested Peter when he was suspected of killing Mysterio, and then they opened fire on him when May just died in his arms. And they confiscated Edith and the drones and other Stark tech, and then they used it against other heroes. And more recently, the DODC basically turned into full-blown villains because of bureaucracy. To prove to the public that Damage Control is an essential agency, they started filling up their prisons with any enhanced individuals who could theoretically be dangerous.
Our prison is half empty. Half empty. And the Congressional Budget Office is up our ass looking at every nickel and dime we're costing the taxpayer.
And they're about to start filling up all their prisons with mutants who are popping up all over the world.
Of course, you know how the government will respond. They'll reintroduce the Registration Act.
Or worse, the president could declare a state of emergency. Place every mutant in the country under arrest.
And guys, that is everything you need to know before Spider-Man Brand New Day. Is there anything I forgot?
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely did enjoy I'm so excited for the oh my god, my brain just went blank. I'm so excited for the new movie, the Brand New Day Spider-Man. I just want to watch it. And this breakdown before watching the movie was very informal because like informational because I didn't know a lot of the things. Like I didn't remember, or like if I did remember, it's kind of like or just stuff I didn't know. But like I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you guys want to keep seeing content like this one, and I'll see you guys in the next video, okay, or next reaction video because I've been posting those like crazy. Bye bye.